So Priyanka Chopra, I'm getting so hot, these lights. I'm just not used to the lights anymore. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Leilani of Barbados. This story broke today and spoke to my soul. Let's get into it. The Miss USA pageant is allegedly been rigged for 2022. The leader of the pageant, Crystal Stewart, who also was a Miss USA before, has been suspended and there's an investigation going on by the Miss Universe pageant. Now, because of social media, this has all been exposed by other contestants. I think about 12 other contestants have exposed it. One of them, Miss Montana, went viral on TikTok talking about how the pageant went and why it was obvious to all of the girls that there was a favorite and that it was rigged because the sponsor of the Miss USA, one of the main sponsors of the Miss USA pageant, was also the sponsor for the Miss Texas pageant, and that was their favorite girl.
Ever since Texas was crowned a couple months ago, she has been shown favoritism by the Miss USA organization through their businesses that are also all owned by the same woman who owns Miss USA, who owns the Miss Academy, who owns the Miss brand, which are all very closely knit. Here's a screenshot from an Instagram story showing the new Miss USA winner and the owner of the Miss USA organization doing her hair. It's not clear when this photo was taken, if it was before or after competition, but I can tell you this is the room where all the contestants were getting their hair and makeup done before the competition.
I mean, how do you feel about the other things that people are bringing up, like the head of the organization doing your hair, or the photo shoots that were taken that were released as soon as you won? People are really upset about those things.
Yeah, so that photo shoot happened the day after I won, the morning. That was the first thing I did after I won, was wake up the next day, do hair and makeup, and Crystal was there, of course, and she stepped in and actually did my hair because she said, hey, I can do a snatch ponytail, and I said, I'd love to see it. So she hopped in and did it, and that the photos are already released because
now that all these allegations have been raised and that the leader has been suspended, they can talk about all what they saw as the pageant progressed. I literally went through the same thing at Miss World. I went through that. So I was Miss Barbados and I went to Miss World, and the year I went, Miss India won. Mind you, Miss India had won the previous year. The sponsor was also ZTV, Indian cable station, sponsored the entire Miss World. Our sashes had ZTV and then our country on it. This is very familiar to me. First, let me get into what happened at Miss USA, and then I will tell you about what happened at Miss World in 2000 when Priyanka Chopra won. In fact, let me just do a compare and contrast. It's so much similarities that I can just do it that way. Arbani Gabrielle is Miss Texas who wins Miss USA. She's a beautiful girl. She's tall. She's lovely. She is nice. She's kind. She has all the makings of a Miss USA anyway. Priyanka Chopra, not nice. Kind of push it in our faces how much control she had over the pageant. That is different. That is different between the two girls. Okay, and this photo reminds me of another fact of unfairness. When we went before the judges for the swimsuit competition, we had to wear whole pieces, not bikinis, but we could not wear sarongs. Priyanka Chopra was the only contestant who could keep her sarong on. Apparently, she was using some skin tone cream to even out her skin tone, and it was still splotchy. I did not say it was a bleaching cream. It was a skin tone cream to even out your skin tone, and it didn't work, and her skin was blotchy, so she did not want to remove her sarong. So during the actual judgment, she's literally in a dress because she has on a swimsuit, a whole piece swimsuit, and then a big sarong, and none of us were able to do that. And again, everyone saw that and was like, what's wrong with this picture? If you are a contestant in a pageant and somebody favors you, what can you do about it? Why wouldn't you go along with it? Everyone wants to win. What are you going to say? I reject you loving me more than everyone else. I reject and rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ. No, you don't. You say, okay, cool. I have an easy ride. I'm lucky in this tournament of champions. You know, there's no hate for the actual contestants at the time. My only problem with Priyanka was that getting to know her in the pageant, she's unlikable. And she's Meghan Markle's best friend, so go figure. So this was the first time in the Miss USA pageant that because the contestants were so disgruntled, they actually left the stage when Arbani was crowned. But that's so amazing that they had that solidarity, because I'm going to compare and contrast. In my pageant at Miss World, everybody knew that Priyanka Chopra was going to win and it was rigged. We would not have walked off the stage, although we all knew what was going on because we were representing our country. So there's a bigger burden there for us. It goes without saying, girls came there wanting to win. As soon as I got there, let me tell you, I was like, oh, I'm short. everyone's an Amazon. Wow. Neither was Priyanka. Priyanka was not tall either. When you come to these contests, whether you're tall, whether you're short, whether you're fat, whether you're thin, you bring your A game. Miss Jamaica brought 21 gowns. Shout out, Aisha. I'll never forget that. Miss Mexico went on a starvation diet. Miss Norway dyed her hair from blonde to brown because she thought that would make her stand out. People did the most that they could do to win this contest. And I think that's why these contestants, thank God for social media, they can actually express like, this is really not fair. We came there for nothing. And one of those contestants is Heather Lee O'Keefe, who is Miss Montana, who went viral on TikTok, as I might have mentioned.
The drama all started when one of the huge major sponsors posted a video almost immediately after this girl won, showing her at their resort having this luxury vacation, which is supposed to be part of the Miss USA prize package. There's no way that she was already flown out there and is having all of these treatments. So it's pretty clear that this video was pre-recorded, and she was flown out there about 9 weeks ago for this.
This was October the 3rd, the contest happened, but now it's all going viral because of the suspension of Crystal Stewart, the head of the Miss USA pageant. This article from today says Gabriel was allowed to do different walking patterns on stage when we were all told to strictly follow the walking pattern that we were given to by the choreographer. She broke that rule and they let her do it. Her coaches were allowed to sit in on the rehearsals, and anyone whose coach was outside of the Miss Academy wasn't allowed to be there, she continued. Okay, well, let's compare that one. So Priyanka Chopra, I'm getting so hot, these lights. I'm just not used to the lights anymore. Priyanka Chopra didn't even go to rehearsals. How about that? And she didn't have to go to meals, like the morning meal she didn't have to go to. It was brought to her in her bed. Gabriel addressed the controversy and denied the allegations of favoritism in an interview.
I want to start by saying it was not rigged, because I would never enter any pageant or any competition that I know I would win. I have a lot of integrity.
So she says all of this, and that's fine, but I think at some point you have to admit, even if you say, I don't know why, I seem to have to do more press than everybody else. I don't know why the leader of the organization snatched up my ponytail and said she was going to do my hair herself when everyone else had to just use the regular staff hair and makeup. I didn't understand that. At least say that. The head that was suspended, Crystal Stewart, as I said, she was a former Miss USA and a former Miss Texas as well, said in a statement to NBC News that she, her staff, and pageant partners are taking the allegations very seriously and are cooperating with the Miss Universe organization as they investigate the allegations. They have a third party investigating the allegations, basically questioning the process that led to the decision. MIA Beauté, okay, apparently is this main sponsor, and it's run by Dr. Phil Nguyen, which is a Houston-based plastic surgeon and spa and, you know, whatever, Botoxer, I don't know, whatever, and is the main sponsor of the Miss Texas and the Miss USA. And that's the main conflict of interest that we have. It happened also, of course, with Miss World, when you get an India sponsor from India, ZTV, to then sponsor the whole Miss World, it does muddy the water. They find out within 24 hours of the win of Miss Texas, she has an entire press roll of promoting this spa and having all the treatment. They couldn't even wait to like make it look realistic. Wait a couple of weeks and say, okay, now she's at the spa. Some 9 weeks before, they flew her out to Naisuk and then gave her this spa treatment and everything. Just like if she had already won Miss USA. What I found interesting about my contest at Miss World is that Priyanka Chopra had absolute press calls by herself that nobody else went to. And somebody might see her while we're like bored and like just sitting there in the hotel and say, do you know that she was on a press call? And nobody else in the Asian region, nobody else at all was ever called in these press calls. During the contest, before she won, she had these pictures of her walking on the beach. Meanwhile, we're all grouped in this huge sand pit, you know? The ZTV sponsor was one thing, but her designer, beautiful, talented dress designer who designed her gown, also designed all of our gowns for the dance number in the beginning. Our gowns in the dance number in the beginning were basically like mini bride gowns of her gown. And the gowns fit like crap, by the way. Her gown was immaculate. Ours fit like it came from Shein. Okay, going back to Miss USA, this is at Pageant Doc on Instagram, who is the owner of the main sponsor.
This is the sponsor, Pageant Doc, who owns the med spa, who reposted Texas all during Miss USA week. He only reposted her stuff on his Instagram. A sponsor is promoting one of the contestants before she even won. And another one. Here's her swimsuit walk, posted by him.
And I think as a sponsor of the Miss USA, you can't do that. You can't just single out one state and just post her alone. I think you should probably not post anybody if you can, and just wait till afterwards to promote your brand with the winner. Money is the thing at the end of the day. Okay, sponsorship is money. So if the sponsor can just choose a contestant to win, it's because they have financial power, and that's fine. But what happens to all the girls who really thought that they were genuinely going there, rehearsing, thinking about things, actually putting a lot of volunteer time and effort into making their platform and everything? What happens to them? This is the problem. Then it's rigged. Then we don't have to go anymore. Nobody has to compete. Just do away with the whole thing. Just crown whoever you want. Just say, this is Miss USA sponsored by Jeff Bezos. What are you gonna do about that? She flies in on like a spaceship from Mars to Miss Universe. It is what it is, but that's all they're saying. So I suspect somebody is going to buy the franchise from them and move on in a very different manner. I just remember looking out on the audience at Miss World and thinking that probably 80% of them were of Indian descent. Like, it was basically another Miss India, but she's not competing against her comrades. She's competing against people who have flown from all kinds of small islands and remote countries in the world to possibly become Miss World. And that was not what we got. So Miss India, who was Miss World from the previous year, which is 1999, crowned Miss World, which is Miss India, in 2000. And if that wasn't looking rigged, I don't know what is. Besides Crystal Stewart doing Miss Texas's hair. Thank you very much for watching. Hi, okay, just as I'm editing this video to put it up as soon as possible, breaking news, Miss Universe has just been bought for $20 million by Thai transgender activist. A Thai business tycoon and transgender activist has purchased the Miss Universe organization for $20 million. Her company announced on Wednesday, that's today. Chakrapong Ann Shakajatiptip, who controls JKN Global Group Public Co. Limited, is a celebrity in Thailand who has starred in reality shows and is outspoken about being transgender woman. She helped establish a non-profit group, Life Inspired for Transsexual Foundation. Oh my lord, it's a lot going on. Sorry, to promote transsexual rights. This is very interesting. I wonder if she's going to also take over the Miss USA pageant, because as you know, in the past, Miss Universe and Miss USA were owned by the same person, who was Donald Trump. Very interesting news. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm back to my regular content. Please don't forget to subscribe, press the bell notifications so you know when my videos are coming out. I have 2 more lined up to come out, and they are very interesting, if I may say so myself. Thank you very much. Lots of love. Love you. Bye.